You ain't beefing for no money, then what's the problem? Don't worry about my do I got 'em? On everything for 17 a month. Treat my whole squad on the island. Seems like game, bring the ladder. It's gonna be a house party on this island. Born like the 80s on this island. It's a lot of dream games going dollars. Cause I've been around wildin' out on this island. I do this too, so my pockets too full. I'm trying to honey game and they a shoot. I do this for my squad, I do this for my gang. I do this for my squad, I do this for my gang. It's will be full of trouble and a damn thing change. Money, take that money just to spend it. Cause when you die, you cannot take it with you. If you ain't beefing about the money, then what's the problem? Don't worry about my cause I got 'em. Tonight you're falling in love. She touches like this, when you touch her right now. She moves
Welcome to the field, your Tulsa Golden Hurricane.
Good evening and welcome to the Hurricane Soccer and Track Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where it's a very important American Athletic Conference women's soccer matchup between the UCF Knights and the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the American Digital Network coverage of tonight's game. I'm Bruce Howard, joined by my broadcast partner, Dave Saunders. And Dave, there's just a jumbled mess for the final playoff spots in this league. It's going to be exciting this weekend.
It really is. We've got tonight's game, and then, as you say, the weekend. Everybody's scrapping for that top six to go into the tournament playoffs, and this is going to be a great matchup tonight. And if Tulsa wins, they're in. UCF need to win both of theirs to be sure.
Absolutely. And as we look at the standings, yeah, they are jumbled up. Now, you can look at the top three, UConn, Memphis, and SMU. They look like they're in pretty good shape. But the next four, Tulsa, USF, Cincinnati, UCF, all within 2 points, and one of those four teams will not make the tournament. So it's very important for both teams tonight as they approach this game. And without question, this game here in Tulsa is important to both teams and to other teams in the league. But first of all, the UCF team key.
Well, the UCF team need to come here and they need to defend well. They need to keep the clean sheet and then support Carol Rodriguez, who we're going to talk about up front, and she can score the goals to win them the game. But they must defend well and they must keep a clean sheet.
And the Tulsa Keys here at home?
The Tulsa Keys, home sweet home. You know, it's a difficult place to come, but they need to win tonight and they can be assured of the top 6. They need to step up the defence. They've conceded 9 goals in their last 3, and I know Coach wants to stiffen that defence up, so they're the keys for TU.
Absolutely, and now for the players that we want to talk about, and you've already mentioned her, Carol Rodriguez of UCF is terrific.
She is absolutely fantastic. She scored a wonderful bicycle kick last year against Tulsa that was featured on TV widely. She is really good up front. She scored 11 goals, 6 assists. She scores tap-ins as well as those fantastic goals, and she's a very physical player as well.
Young lady from Brazil and has that Brazilian flair. And now for the Tulsa side, a young lady that scored as many goals as Rodriguez. And we're talking about Rachel Funn, who has 11 goals as well.
Absolutely right. And Rachel, what she will do is she will be the furthest forward of the midfield, support the strikers. She can, get assists. She's a good goal scorer as well. And she'll be the playmaker for Tulsa. Really important person for Coach Cousin tonight.
No question. And so the table is set. It's the University of Tulsa and UCF, possibly for a place in the playoffs in the American. We'll be back with starting lineups and more after this timeout.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Limitless, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
As Tulsa gets ready to take on UCF in the American Athletic Conference, Dave Saunders had a chance to talk with UCF coach Tiffany Roberts-Haydak.
Well, Coach, the equation is pretty simple here in Tulsa. You win tonight, you beat Memphis, and you're in. If only it was that simple.
I wish it was that simple. Tulsa's a great team, so, we have 2 good games in front of us, but right now our focus is just Tulsa.
How much do you know about Tulsa and what they've got here?
Tulsa's a very good team. They've had a good season, and we've always, had a tough match against them historically. But they have a lot of goal scorers this year. They're scoring goals, so we have to be careful of that. And I have a lot of respect for the team, and so do my players for their team. So we just know it's going to be a tough match tonight. So hopefully we can stay focused and get the job done.
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank you.
Tiffany in her 4th year at UCF, and now let's go back to Dave, who has Kyle Cousin, the 9th-year head coach for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane.
Well, Coach, the equation's pretty simple. If you win tonight, you're in that top 6.
Absolutely. That's been our goal all year, is to get to the conference tournament. And so, we expect to try to split on the road and then win your home games. And thus far, that's what we've done. And so hopefully we can do it again tonight.
But I was looking at the record, and you've never beaten this UCF side. How much do you expect from them tonight?
Well, yeah, they're always a good team and always one of the top teams in our conference. I think, they come back to the field a little bit over the last couple of years, and I think we've gotten better over the last couple of years. So we're hoping for a really good game.
We're hoping for a good game too, Coach. Thanks, and all the best tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
There you see a good look at Kyle Cousin in his 9th year, 88 wins, 70 defeats, and 22 ties for the Golden Hurricane. His 18th year overall at the helm of the Tulsa, 18th year overall as a head coach. He was formerly the head coach at Oral Roberts University right here in Tulsa. Last year, Tulsa went 13-6-1. And there you see Coach Cousin shaking hands with Tiffany Roberts-Haydak, who, of course, has done very good work at UCF, as she is in her 4th year, 54 wins, 21 defeats, and 7 ties, 2 American Athletic Conference titles, and 3 straight NCAA appearances, 1 Sweet 16, And for the white-clad UCF Knights, Dave, there's no question they've got to have a great weekend to still be in the hunt for another NCAA. First, they got to get into their own tournament.
Yeah, absolutely right. They've got to win tonight and then hopefully, do something in their last game. And it's not going to be easy against a Tulsa side who are, of course, Bruce, looking themselves, aren't they, for a win tonight to be sure of being in the top 6 themselves.
This is the 12th all-time meeting between UCF and Tulsa, and UCF has yet to lose in this series. They've won 10 times, and there was one tie in 2006, so Tulsa definitely has something to prove. And you see the Hurricane trying to control the ball here early. They are in their royal blue uniforms, and UCF in the away whites, and an early throw-in for the Knights. Rodriguez, you'll see her with her back to the defender a lot. She is terrific. Number 99 for UCF at getting the ball in the box and then able to control the ball even though a defender is on her.
Absolutely. Coach was telling me before the game, not only is she a prolific goal scorer as Tulsa clear the ball there, but she's very, very physical. And as you say, she can hold the ball up with her back to goal and bring others into play.
And right now it is UCF holding the ball in the attacking third, if you will, as they try to build things. Throw in for the Knights as Tulsa knocks it away. Toward the corner is Ferreira, really good playmaker for UCF. She's unable to get that done as racing forward is Rebecca Diefer. Rebecca is 5'11", a junior out of British Columbia, Canada. Tall, athletic player. And Coach Cousins said wanted to start Diefer in this game because of the way UCF attacks, and they have such good ability to cross the ball in the middle of the box.
Yeah, she did a great bit of goalkeeping there at the feet of Rodriguez, so it'd be interesting to see how she gets on tonight. Diefer there, as you say, an experienced goalkeeper. But
all right, let's take a look at the UCF starting lineup. And we mentioned, of course, Carol Rodriguez. She has 11 goals, but, Courtney O'Connell, very good. She has 4 goals. And then Ferreira at the midfield has 6 goals in this game. So it's not all Carol Rodriguez. They have some other good players that can put the ball in the back of the net.
Absolutely, and they look to get it to be a 4-3-3. So they've got 3 up front as Tulsa come on the attack here.
They are on the attack and onside. This is McAdams. And gets knocked off the ball, and UCF able to clear to the near side, but that'll be a throw-in for Tulsa. All right, here's a look at the Tulsa starting lineup, and of course you can see Rachel Thun there as the attacking midfielder, their leading scorer with 11 goals, but Mackenzie Adams has had a good season. Tana Dake is a really, really probably underappreciated, really terrific player, underrated, if you will, for TU.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, and that Dake, Thun, and McAdams, it'll be a diamond in midfield, but Thun will certainly support Dake and McAdams. And we've got a great couple of lineups there, Bruce. It should be an intriguing game.
Amanda Creason with the throw-in, and this is Thun. Thun tries to cross it and knocked away by the UCF defense, and they get it out of there. And here's Rodriguez in the middle of the field. And again, you can see the way she protects the ball. And now a pass ahead on the left side to Callahan, a little too far, and knocked it out of there by the defense of Tulsa. Here's Rodriguez. And racing forward is DeBose. DeBose wins the race over there and now looks to cross. Tulsa is there defensively, but it looks like that'll be the first goal, the first corner kick of the game. It'll be owned by UCF.
What a great ball there from Rodriguez. She was just about 5 yards inside the Tulsa half, and she hit a ball, a wonderful long raking ball out to the right-hand side, picked up by DeBose. She did well to get the cross in, and they won the corner. So Rodriguez is a really, really good all-round player.
Julia Ekholm, the freshman from Stockholm, Sweden, who will have the corner for UCF. Knights have scored twice this year on corners. Line drive right into the box, good kick, but the header not good for UCF as DeBose tried to head that one in, but the Knights retain control and fire it right back into the box. Tulsa again with stout defense there. The Hurricane has a veteran back wall with Claire Maris, Darianne Chapman, Sierra Krennick, and Amanda Creason. 3 seniors and 1 junior, which is kind of why Kyle Cousin is a little bit mystified with his team giving up as many goals as they've given up.
It's been interesting, isn't it? Coach was telling me that as well, both off and on camera, you know, and saying that they have conceded, as I said, in the build-up, 9 goals in the last 3 games, which is slightly unusual. And also got a chance to have a little chat with Darian Chapman, the number 6 at the back. She's played way back since club soccer, you know, when she was at high school with Maris, the left back. So, like you say, a veteran back 4, but they, by their own standards, will want to do better.
So it'll be a throw-in here for UCF. We played the first 5 minutes, so not a whole lot to choose from between the two, although territorially UCF has had the advantage.
Yeah, UCF have had the lion's share of possession, but Tulsa have defended well and just had one attack on the right-hand side.
In the middle, it's Kuoksa. Kuoksa is from Finland. Good international flavor on this UCF team. Couple of young ladies from Finland, one from Sweden. And again, UCF trying to control in the middle third. The Knights 8-7-1, 3-3-1 in the American. Tulsa is 8-8-1 and 4-3 in the American, and it's amazing what the extra victory for the Tulsa Hurricane, what that has done for them in terms of the table, because right now they have 12 points and UCF, instead of a win, they got a tie, and they're 2 points behind right now in the race.
Yeah, it's very, very tight, and this is a really important game tonight. You know, a win for either side. You know, Tulsa win, and they're in the top 6, and then, of course, UCF want to win and follow it up with another win at the weekend. So if it's a tie, it'll be even more intriguing, and I know we're going to keep an eye on the other results as we go through the broadcast.
Rodriguez and Fredrickson exchanging passes, but that one a little bit too far, and Tulsa able to clear it away and out of trouble. But there is Kuoksa again, getting it back into the possession for UCF. No score here early.
UCF very confident on the ball, building from the back, and Tulsa are quite happy to sit off them at the moment and just say, you come and break down, you know, our 4 or 5 lines. We'll just leave, you know, one up front.
And here come the Knights. This is Fredrickson, the junior defense person, if you will, defender. And now with a nice move around the Tulsa player, that one knocked out of there.
Throw in Knights.
And it's a throw in for the Knights. Good knockaway there for Tulsa's Amanda Creason. Here's Fredrickson again, and bodied off the ball. That's a good defensive play by Tulsa.
Good defensive play. The ball knocked up to Anna Williams, the lone striker, but nowhere near her. And again, Tulsa will find it difficult here to get possession of the football. It's important that when they do, that they put a few passes together, because at the moment it's all the girls in white.
Chapman was the one that made that defensive play for Tulsa moments ago. And now the Golden Hurricane will try to build from the back end. This is McAdams, Mackenzie McAdams to Thun. Rachel Thun getting it to Georgia Hughes, a sophomore from Canada, from Ontario. And a little bit of ball control here for Tulsa that they had not exhibited to this point.
Yeah, that's what they need, and Hughes has got to get on the ball there as the deepest player of the diamond. Thun at the top of the diamond. They've got to get possession of this ball and get themselves into this game. There's a little foul by Rodriguez there. Pleads her innocence there, as all good strikers will, but a free kick for Tulsa.
So Tulsa will have the free kick. Rodriguez always very aggressive at the top of that attack for UCF. This is Sierra Krennick. You get a look at that foul, Dave.
Yeah, I think the Tulsa defender got a foot in there, and Rodriguez just stood her ground. I can quite understand what she said, but I can also understand as the referee why he gave that. So, but nothing. Yes, I thought so, and you know, as we said at the top of the program, and the coach said, she's a physical player. She'll put it about, but I'm sure the Tulsa defense will be physical back. So it'll be a good, intriguing battle up there.
And now Tulsa trying to knock it into the attacking third, but UCF is there. And now the Hurricane gaining possession. Here's Thun. Thun in the middle of the field trying to slide it forward, but a little bit too far.
Yeah, good ball from Thun. Just got in between Williams and McAdams there and into the box, but easy take for the keeper there. But Thun, as we said at the top of the show, is going to be the playmaker for Tulsa tonight.
Yeah, McAdams almost had a chance to slip through there. Best thrust so far in the game for Tulsa.
Yeah, they've just got themselves into this, haven't they? What have we played, 10 minutes? And they're just easing themselves into this, having given up the lion's share of possession. But here come UCF again.
And come the Knights just outside the box. That scoop pass gets knocked right to the Tulsa goalkeeper, Rebecca Diefer. Diefer has an .803 save percentage this year, has a couple of shutouts. Now Tulsa will try to work it with Amanda Creason. Creason along this right side. That's a good ball forward, but a little bit too far for Mackenzie McAdams, and UCF controls at the back end. There's Thun with the header. And I would have to say to this point, Dave, for a couple of coaches that are a tad bit disappointed with their defense, that they're doing quite well, both defenses.
Yeah, both defenses look pretty strong, don't they, at the moment? Nothing for either keeper really to do, and that's good because they've shut out the shots. There's another foul. Tulsa have a free kick on the far side. What's interesting as well is that both lineups really have gone with the diamond in midfield. You've got the deep midfield player in front of the two centre backs, and then you've got the likes of Thun for Tulsa up front, you know, and Ferreira doing the same thing for UCF just behind the strikers. So interesting formations.
Tulsa trying to attack, but UCF fends them off, and now the long ball ahead. There's Rodriguez. Ball on a string, it seems like, doesn't it?
Yeah, and holding the ball up extremely well, holding off the defender. No way for defender to get near the ball.
Saga Fredrickson with a very nice look down the left side, and her centering pass got knocked away and actually went off of UCF. Then it went off of Rodriguez, and a goal kick for Tulsa.
Yeah, goal kick, and nothing between the two sides at the moment. You know, no shots on target, plenty of possession from both sides, but two good sides we're seeing here on, can I say as well, a beautiful surface here. So no excuse to not play the game in the right way on the grass.
Yeah, the pitch is beautiful, and it's a great night for soccer, isn't it? Temperature about perfect, huh?
It really is. It really is a beautiful temperature tonight. So no excuses for the players at all.
Reminder that we will be keeping up to date with some of the other action in the American, especially the USF and Memphis game. That's an important one when you look at those teams that are looking to angle for the playoff spots. It looks like the top three are in really good shape, but you have Tulsa, USF, Cincinnati, and UCF, and of those four, only three will make the playoffs. And so a big time matchup tonight, certainly with the Memphis USF game, and we'll also follow the other teams as well.
And the interesting thing about that game, of course, is that the next opponents for UCF are Memphis, and the next opponents for Tulsa are USF.
Yes.
So they play each other at the weekend. 1 o'clock here on Sunday, isn't it?
Yep. UConn is leading their match 1-0 in the second half. And who are they playing? That's the question. They're playing the Cincinnati team, yeah. So it's funny, these teams that are going for playoff spots are going after some of the top teams right now, so it's going to be difficult. It'll be interesting to see. Some of those teams, you know, they come away with a tie, and they might feel pretty happy about it.
Absolutely, and that's in Cincinnati as well. So, you know, that's no mean feat by them so far. So we'll keep our eye on it, as you said, Bruce, and it's all getting exciting.
UConn is 6-0-1 in the league. They're currently in first place, but Memphis right behind at 6-1. And so, obviously, for the Lady Huskies, the Huskies win that one, and they would retain at least a 1-point edge over Memphis, depending on the result of the USF-Memphis game. And that USF-Memphis game is in Memphis, so advantage certainly home-wise against the two Florida teams that are making this long road trip. They are travel partners in the American Athletic Conference, USF and UCF, as you might expect, and then Tulsa and Memphis are travel partners. As a result, you go on the road, you hit both of those towns.
Yeah.
You hit Memphis and Tulsa.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it?
And we look at those conference standings, and there you see UConn and Memphis in great shape. SMU is virtually clinched as well, but Boy, what a jumble there as Tulsa with the 12. And because of the fourth win, that really makes a difference. You get 3 points for a win, you get 1 point for a tie, and then USF and Cincinnati tied with 11, and UCF right now on the outside looking in. But all four of those teams, David, could say very much that the destiny is in their own hands if they go ahead and win games.
That's the thing, and of course in any sport, but talk about soccer tonight, you want the destiny to be in your own hands, and it is exactly that for both of these two sides we're watching tonight. 2 wins needed for the visitors, 1 for Tulsa. It's very, very exciting stuff, but that's what you want as a coach, isn't it? Destiny in your own hands. You don't want to rely on other teams.
Fredrickson chipping it in toward Rodriguez, who's just terrific with her back to the goal, and it's going to be a handball on Tulsa.
Yep, handball there, and there's a shot of Rodriguez, and she hasn't really had a sight of goal. Here's the replay, and the arm was up there. I think that's a handball. Sometimes I get a little bit disappointed with, everybody thinks it's a handball when the ball hits the hand in the game of soccer. That's not always the case, but that one was a clear one, and well done the referee.
Saga Fredrickson will take the free kick on a set piece here for UCF. Tulsa able to get it out of there.
Yeah, good strong defense there.
McAdams, Fredrickson dogging her, and that's a nice pass to the middle third, but could not be controlled by Georgia Hughes.
Yeah, Hughes, and she's the deepest midfield player, and just it was a lovely ball threaded through to her, but her first touch just let her down a little bit there.
And again, they look to go down the side as DeBose has made some good runs on that far side.
Yeah, she's had a little joy down that right-hand side, didn't she? And got a cross in earlier, which won the first corner of the match. So something for Tulsa to think about.
And you see 17, and that's Jen Vera, who is overlapping as a defender that trying to support, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's important, as we say, in the modern game, that the defenders, and here they are again attacking, and it's not just a defender's job anymore. They've got to be playing like wing-backs.
Deaver trying to get things going from the back end with a pass out, a roll out, and Tulsa has had difficulty, not necessarily out of their back end, but once they've got to the middle third, UCF has really squeezed them, haven't they?
They really have, and it's difficult there. We see Rodriguez laying a lovely ball off there because of the high press, and they've made it difficult for Tulsa.
O'Connell with a cross, and that one headed toward the goal, and a save made by Deaver.
Easy save, but a wonderful move, and I think the header was DeBose, wasn't it? Coming in
DeBose,
from the right-hand side there, and tremendous effort, but easy save in the end.
They like to get Courtney O'Connell wide, and she does a terrific job of crossing the ball into the box. And many times, more often than not, Carol Rodriguez or even DeBose get their foot on it, and then they can really get some work done from in there.
Well, it's important, isn't it, if you're the lone striker in the shape of Carol Rodriguez, that you have the balls coming in from the left and right, and that's exactly, Bruce, you're spot on with what they do. DeBose on the right and O'Connell on the left, and that's why Rodriguez has had the chances on goal. She's had 11 goals this season, but she will also assist as well, but she's certainly a difficult player to play against.
You got a good look at Hannah DeBose. She appears to be a bit shaken up, the junior from India Atlantic, Florida. It's an interesting mix here for head coach Tiffany Roberts-Sahadak of international players and quite a few Floridians. It'll be a goal kick for Tulsa. Anymore, you certainly have to recruit nationally and internationally, don't you?
I've been quite amazed, actually, as I've been in the country some 3 years now, just how international this game is over here, but it's good to see the homegrown players coming through as well, and it's a growing sport, as we know, in America, and it's two good sides on display tonight.
Well, and Tulsa has, as we've mentioned the players from Finland and Sweden on the UCF side. Tulsa has a couple of Canadians, and they've got a young lady, Anna Williams, from Kent, England, who is their striker, and so far they haven't been able to get her loose.
No, she hasn't. She's trying hard, and it's a tough job in the modern game. If you're the lone striker up front, you've got to hold that ball up, but if you don't get the ball to feet, it's a tough job. And as I look down there, we can see Anna Williams up against 3 defenders. It's not an easy job at all.
guess you have to be patient too, right?
You have to be patient because, you know, if the midfield can't get the ball to feet, as I say, you have to make the runs, and it's a tiring job. But she's, you know, she's got the job, and I'm sure she'd rather be in there than not. That's a clear foul. And again, the referee right there, look, and says blows the whistle, and he's refereed the game well so far.
Rachel Thun, one of the captains for Tulsa, 26 career goals for Tulsa, and 11 of them this year. And again, Tulsa tries to strike. UCF gets it out of there in a hurry, and now Rodriguez chips it to an open wing, and Tulsa able to collect it. And that pass a little bit too far for the Tulsa player, but the Golden Hurricane able to collect.
Yeah, a little bit lucky to get that back with Tulsa there, and they seem to like to play the long ball out of defence as well, which maybe isn't working as well for the home side as maybe they want it to, that long ball, because it's being eaten up easily by the defence of UCF.
There's Vera retreating the pass to Ekholm. And now here is Saga Fredrickson on defense, but supporting. That one knocked away, but I think it's going to be a Tulsa throw. No score, and we're about 20 minutes in here. The Hurricane of Tulsa and the Knights of UCF. One team currently in 4th, the other team currently in 7th, with 6 to reach the playoffs. And the interesting thing in the American Athletic Conference, whoever wins the regular season gets to host the playoffs. So don't even know at this point where the upcoming tournament is going to be played, and it begins next week. I think it's next Tuesday or Wednesday they start play. Okay, so it's going to be on Wednesday, I understand. Yeah,
the quarterfinal on the 2nd, and then the semis on the 4th, and the championship will be played on the 6th. So the games will come thick and fast, but here and now, both of these teams need to secure their place in that top 6 before they think about anything else, of course.
Absolutely. And here's Vera. Long pass ahead, trying to get it to Quoxa. A knock out of there by Tulsa, and a throw in for the Knights. There's Rodriguez. Rodriguez with the cross. And then a little bit too far, coming to the near side, and goes out of bounds. The player that was attempting to get there for UCF was Courtney O'Connell, senior from Chantilly, Virginia. And now here's Fredrickson gaining possession, and Rodriguez. Shot was blocked, ball still loose in the box, and then knocked out of there on a good play by Tulsa.
That was a great tackle from Krennic. She didn't let Rodriguez get that shot away. We know what Rodriguez can do when she will, you know, hit the ball from outside the area, and that was a great tackle from Krennic.
Nice move by McAdams. The advancing pass ahead a little bit too far. They're trying to get it to Anna Williams.
And that's what we alluded to a couple of minutes ago. Poor old Anna Williams, she made the run, but it didn't go to her feet, and now she's got to trot across there, and she's up against the goalkeeper and 3 white shirts. So it's a tough old job for the girl from England there, Anna Williams.
And now in the middle third, here comes UCF. They've had the territorial advantage, but Tulsa has remained solid in the back end. And once again, that back wall for Tulsa, which again has kind of let Coach Kyle Cousin down a little bit in recent games. They're playing stout here today, though, aren't they?
They are, and interesting you say that. I was just looking at the record. Back on October the 14th, they let 4 in at Memphis. Then they let 4 in again at SMU on the 23rd. So then they, in between that, they beat Houston 4-1. So they have, as I said, conceded 9 in their last 3. So they'll want to be watertight tonight in that defense, and they've stood up to the task well at the moment.
A little bit of miscommunication there between McAdams and Creason, and it will result in a throw-in for UCF. The Knights, 3-3-1 in the American, and so used to making the NCAA tournament. They've made it 3 years in a row, and 20 times in the program's history they've been in the NCAA tournament. Tulsa has yet to get to their first. But you have to, as we've talked, you have to make the conference tournament before you can think about getting in the NCAAs at this point for these two teams.
There you go. It's very easy to look ahead, isn't it? But they've got to do the job tonight in this 90 minutes.
And we get a report that Memphis is leading 2-0 in their match against USF. So it's hard sometimes to gauge what that means. It certainly means for the teams losing that's not a good thing. But for a team like Tulsa and even UCF, those are good scores. That's good news for them.
Absolutely right. And of course they won't have any idea of that. We can broadcast them up here, but the coaches will just be, as I say, concentrating on tonight's game and saying we need to win this game. Or certainly not lose it.
Yep. Ball chipped in there, but again, Tulsa's defense playing well. And now here's Mackenzie McAdams. UCF has done such a good job in the middle third, retaking command of the ball.
Yeah, if it was a boxing match scoring on points, you put the away side ahead with what they've done positionally as well.
And here's a steal by Quoksa. And Tulsa able to poke it free, and here's a possible opportunity.
Just haven't been able to link the midfield with Anna Williams, the home side. And credit, from the UCF point of view, that's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Because they've been able to control the game really by the high press and stifling the midfield really, and stifling the quantity of balls going into Williams's feet.
On that far side, Lana Bermel of Tulsa was instrumental in trying to make a little bit of a push there, but knocked away by UCF. And now, again, the Hurricane having to play some defense here. And it does seem like Tulsa, at least in some of the situations, is just making sure they get it out of danger.
Yes, it seems to be hit long, doesn't it, up towards Williams. And again, that was a loose ball, and it's as you were with the girls in white controlling really the pattern of play. That's a good ball down the right-hand side.
Opportunity here for Vera, and Vera goes out of bounds, and that'll be a goal kick for Tulsa. But again, overlapping Jen Vera.
Yeah, does well coming up from the back, and she, making the overlap run of DeBoza. But it's nip and tuck at the moment between the two sides, 0-0 with just under 19 minutes to go in this first half. And I guess if you're the Tulsa coach, you're saying to UCF, come at us. We're happy to sit back at the moment. You've got to really win the game. And that's exactly what's happening at the moment.
Foul on UCF, Tulsa with a free kick. You see Kyle Cousin, ninth season for the Golden Hurricane. When he was at ORU, he actually took that program to the NCAA out of the Mid-Con and has steadily improved this Tulsa program.
Nothing doing there as the ball goes through to the keeper. And again, we keep saying Anna Williams up there on her own has to plough a lone furrow, and it's a difficult job up there.
Yep. Here's Fredrickson trying to knock it ahead, but nice job defensively by the Golden Hurricane to knock it out of there. And Amanda Creason was trying to lobby for maybe a call there, but not forthcoming. And here's the dangerous Fredrickson, and the cross is bunted out of there. But now an opportunity, and perhaps one of the better shots on goal, or near goal, if you will, was wide of the frame.
Yeah.
And that was Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, yeah, and both feet, and that one she hit with the left foot. Here's the replay. Ball comes out from the defense, 25 yards out, knocks it a good couple of yards over. But just before that, we should pay credit to the right back of the Hurricane, Amanda Creason. She had a pretty good game there, the number 11, at the right back of the back four.
Mm-hmm.
She's got her hands full, of course, with the UCF attack down this near side to us, the left, as they look.
And as we talked with Kyle Cousin, the head coach, that one goes off of a Tulsa player, and McAdams unable to control, and it gives UCF a throw-in. But as we were talking with Kyle Cousin, every time he talked about the defense of Tulsa, he said, well, she's got to do a good job on Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Every single player knows or should know where number 99 is.
Absolutely. And if you saw her goal, that the overhead kick, the bicycle kick against Tulsa last year, it was some goal.
That one was part of a UCF victory over Tulsa, and it reached or made all of the top 10, top 5 lists that day. And certainly a great moment for her, and not a great moment for the Tulsa girls that watched that one
be played over and over and over again.
That's right, but it was the perfect bicycle kick. I mean, it wasn't at the keeper, it was into the corner as well. A very difficult skill, and Rodriguez made it look very, very simple.
And Rodriguez trying to get after it, but a goal kick for Tulsa, and 15, getting toward the 15-minute mark here in the first half. And coming in, Christina Creighton, a junior for the Knights. And we do have to note that there are a couple of players that have been key players this year for head coach Tiffany Roberts-Haydag. Not here, not available. Carrie Lawrence, who has a goal and 4 assists, and Kayla Adamick, a midfielder, who has a goal and a couple of assists, unable or unavailable for Coach Roberts-Haydag. And you see that score there. UConn now has upped their lead over Cincinnati to 2-0. So we had at last report Memphis with the 2-0 lead over USF, and there you see UConn has added a goal as well. So again, good news for these two teams certainly, and they're not scoreboard watching at this point. They're just worried about the game, but there you see the Memphis score.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, the two coaches here will have no idea of those scores. It's exciting for us, of course, to keep everybody up to date. But it's 0-0 here, and the two coaches just focused on this one. Free kick as Rodriguez was knocked to the ground there.
Ekholm will chip it in. Dangerous play, and what a terrific save by the Tulsa goaltender Rebecca Diefer. The best chance of the game, and that one was in the back of the net if she doesn't get her gloves on it.
Absolutely right. Here's the replay. Ball knocked in. Brilliant free kick. Flicked header there, and there goes Diefer away to her right, palming it behind for the corner. Terrific save, and that'll make her feel good, of course. There she is, Diefer, and she will want to keep a clean sheet. Keepers are very, very precious about that kind of thing, but more defending for the Hurricane to do here.
Cuoxa, I believe, got her head on it, or perhaps it was O'Connell. At any rate, another dangerous situation. That's goal. A score, and I believe Rodriguez knocked it in. Or is it Christina Creighton? It may be Creighton who will get credit for the goal. That was a quick cross and right in the middle of the box, and a goal for UCF to take a 1-0 lead over Tulsa.
Well, there's the inquest going on between the Tulsa girls there, but that is Creighton who's been on the field, a minute. Here's the corner knocked in. A whole host of players go towards the ball, and I think it was Rodriguez was in there, but I think Creighton, just coming in off her stomach, I think, and that's the goal. That's broken the deadlock. There's the goal scorer, and that's a terrific goal for the Knights, who lead by a 0-0.
So Christina Creighton gets her chest on it basically, and gets a good piece of it, knocks it in, and she scores her first goal of the season for the Knights, and what a huge one for Coach Tiffany Roberts-Haydag and her team. 1-0 the lead, and the junior out of Haverhill, Florida, Creighton, scores the goal, her first of the year. Big-time goal certainly for UCF.
UCF with a terrific goal, and that's one of those dangerous runs that players make into the box. Very difficult to defend, although Diefer was straight out there with her team and probably telling them to keep calm, but also, not to concede goals from set pieces like that. So Tulsa have to come from behind, but well done the away side for that goal. And Creighton, I don't know how long she was on the field for, but it was seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah, perhaps a minute or two. And now here's UCF, as they have done this entire game, on the attack. And Tulsa trying to punch it out of there. The assist, by the way, and you saw the young lady who took the corner kick, and that was Julia Ekholm. So Ekholm will get the assist, and Christine Creighton with her first goal of the year at 30-54. And 13 men playing in a shell, but they certainly were playing on their defensive side of the field for a long time, Dave, and you wonder, does anything change in how Tulsa approaches here? It's not like they haven't been trying to move the ball.
Well, I think they have made a change in all the celebration of the goal. I'm just looking down to see if Anna Williams has come off, and I think Rachel Thun has gone up front, Bruce. So I'll have a look for you and bring everybody up to date, but I can't see Anna Williams out there at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're right. Rachel Thun has moved up, and that's what Coach Cousin does sometimes. Instead of bringing her out of the game from that midfield spot where she's doing a lot of running, she goes to that advanced attacking or target forward position, and she doesn't have to run as much. Obviously, she is a major scorer at that point, and perhaps a little bit more out of that middle third of the field.
Yeah, and it's Alyssa Kaiser that's come on, the number 21, so a little bit of a shuffle, and as you say, Coach Cousins, what he's done is he's put Rachel Thun up front. Now, I hope she does get the service because she's a big player for the home side. Of course, UCF will be happy in some ways to see her up there and not, threading those balls through to Williams, who's taken a break.
Kaiser is a freshman from Westminster, Colorado, and she'll try to do some of that work that Rachel Thun was attempting to do in the middle of the field as the attacking midfielder for Tulsa. So Tulsa now trailing 1-0. Here's a nice ball to McAdams, who chases it down. Look at those white shirts, though. They're all back. McAdams with a nice move and the cross. Headed out of there. Ball still loose in the box. And a good defensive play by the UCF to knock it out of there.
That was a terrific ball to find McAdams there. And, of course, as a coach, you want your wingers one-on-one. And that's exactly what McAdams had. And she got a good cross in there for Tulsa, but good defending again from the away side.
Here comes UCF with Ferreira. Good playmaker for the Knights. Long ball ahead goes off of the UCF player. That's a good play by the Tulsa defense to knock it off the body of Carlin Hughley. Hughley checking in for UCF, number 11. Now Tulsa trying to organize and get it out of the back. McAdams. Fredrickson being very physical. And here's Creason. Creason trying to make something happen for Tulsa. They're going to call a foul there.
Yeah, a little pullback, I think, from Creighton, the goal scorer there. But Creason did well there, bringing the ball out. She's a good right back, likes to get forward, although she hasn't been able to do much of that tonight for the home side.
For Tulsa, it'll be Sierra Krennick. Knocks it to the far side. Unable to control there for Tulsa was Tana Dake, and Dake has been relatively quiet so far in this game. She's one of Tulsa's best players.
Yeah, Tana Dake, the number 13, has been quiet, and again, from the UCF point of view, credit the coach and the defense from them, because they have kept her quiet. If you're Coach Cousin, you would want her more in the game.
Yep. This is Hoover in the game for Tulsa. Overlapping defender Danielle Hoover, a sophomore from nearby Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. UCF on a goal by Christine Creighton has the 1-0 lead. Tulsa appears to be a little more aggressive, but no, here's a steal by Creighton, and she's on her way. Her shot is off the glove of the goalkeeper, and it may stay in play over there. Looks like it will.
Well, Creighton can do no wrong at the moment. She gets the goal, close in, and then she hits a shot from, 25 yards out. Good save from Deefer again. He's made two terrific saves. Here's the replay there. She is 25 yards out. Good strike, and down goes the keeper, and as you said, Bruce, the ball stays in. A couple of substitutions to talk about, one from each side. Certainly coming off the field is Ferreira for a good rest.
Coming on for Tulsa.
Number 26.
Number 26, and that's
Annie Sommer, isn't it?
Yeah, Annie Sommer coming in.
So both, both coaches using the squad wisely and making some good changes with 8 minutes to go till half-time. But more defending for Tulsa, and we know what happened from the last corner, so I'm sure Deefer would have talked about that. There's the coach in a good discussion.
And on this corner, it'll be once again Julia Ekholm, who has the assist, the freshman from Stockholm, who's on the under-20 World Cup team for Sweden, and she has had to leave a couple of times this year, leave the UCF program in order to go play in the under-20 for Sweden.
Terrific, isn't it? And here she is in Tulsa.
Tulsa trying to get it out of there, and right now they have all of their players trying to defend this attack by UCF.
Again, the long ball for the home side not working. If you're UCF, you're happy with that because you get possession of the ball again.
Callahan with a pass forward for UCF, and here comes the ever-present Saga Fredrickson. the junior from Sweden. And that'll be a Tulsa throw-in.
Again, you know, UCF shutting down the ball very, very quickly. Difficult for the girls in blue to get out of their own half, you know, when you get that kind of pressure on you. And again, pressure on Thun there, dispossessed.
Yeah, number 14 gets her foot on the ball. There are 2 or 3 white jerseys right around her, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, again, that's hard work, and it's not easy to do, but it's good defense and then high press against the Tulsa defense.
Nice run down the right side. And the save, or at least the control by Diefer. And Tulsa will come the other way after Hughley had a very nice run. Now here comes Tulsa, and that pass is going nowhere.
Well, you could see the subs there and the coach shouting, get it out to the left-hand side, because they had a girl free. I think it was Soma down the left-hand side there was free. But the girl just slipped there, couldn't get it out to that left-hand side. But that seems to be Tulsa's game plan, is to get the left and right wingers one-on-one with the UCF defenders.
Tulsa trying to control and get something going with Dake and a long pass ahead, but look how many white jerseys are back there against Thun. Thun's going to have to beat 3. But now joined. And the pass ahead a little bit too far for Kaiser.
Thun did well there, because as you say, she was up against 3, and that's been a bit of a story of the game for the home side. And, you know, if you're the UCF coach, you're very happy with that, because 3-on-1 is what you want. As we say, it takes hard work, but Thun even then had 3 against her, tried to thread the ball through, but just a little bit overhit. But good signs if you're the Tulsa coach.
1-0 in favor of UCF approaching the end of the first half. The goal scored by Christine Creighton on a corner kick, a set piece. The assist going to Julia Ekholm. And most of this first half has been played on the side to our left in the Tulsa defensive end. There is Tiffany Roberts Haydak, and need to extend that little box there a little farther to get her entire name in. Haydak is in her 4th year and is the head coach of UCF. Her husband, Tim Sadehak, is an assistant coach at UCF, and so they do a very nice job together. Chris Cummings is the other assistant coach for UCF. Tiffany and Tim have 2 daughters, Layla and Evie. And so when they're coaching, they get along quite well. And obviously Tiffany is kind of the boss, being the head coach. And I asked Tiffany, who's the boss when you get home? And she said, well, it's kind of a team effort.
There you go.
And it became quite obvious the bosses are probably Layla and Evie, the 2 kids, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And she was telling me that they both play soccer, needless to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is a takedown, but no call, as that was very close to being a foul in the box.
Wow, that's an interesting one. Here's the replay. I think the girl went for the ball, and then I think probably it was clumsy. I've seen them given, let's say that. I've seen them given.
Well, that was right on the edge of the 18, wasn't it?
I think it was, and I think it was Darian Chapman there with the challenge. Certainly she went for the ball, but no contact with the ball. The referee chose to just give a goal kick.
Hughley was on the attack for UCF, but it ended up being a Tulsa goal kick, and there's a foul on Tulsa. And UCF will have the free kick.
And can I say, it was nice to see. Here's a replay. This one, look, I think that's almost like a rugby tackle there. Reminded me of being back in England. Yeah. But, you know, it's nice to see no argument from the players or the coaches. That's really good to see. About the penalty appeal, I should add. That one dangerously in the box, knocked out of there, but a Tulsa player appears to be injured. Yeah, both of them. I think that's one of those where the shins clash, and you could almost hear the clash from up here, and I think both of them are struggling there. But it was a good block, actually, from the defender, to be honest. It was a brave block. So time has stopped clockwise. 2:16 remaining here in the first half. UCF has the 1-goal advantage in a game they absolutely must have, or at the very least get a point today. Obviously Tulsa
is in need of points or a victory as well.
And I think if you get to this stage, Bruce, with two minutes to go, there's Coach Cousin, and if you're in his shoes now, you're saying, okay, we just need this 2 minutes to go. Let's sit him down in the locker room and let's have a little chat. I think it's Creason there.
Yes, it's Amanda. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been good for Tulsa. So I hope from the Tulsa point of view that she's okay. And there's going to be a substitution, but I think Coach Cousin will want to get them in there now, have a little sit down and say, okay, this is how we're going to play the second half. She's smiling at least, Bruce, as she comes off there.
So Creason, young lady from Kansas, comes out, Overland Park, Kansas. And now here goes Tulsa with an opportunity, but again, that UCF defense has been awfully good. And that's going to be a foul.
Yeah, foul there from Soma. She, was snapping at the heels of Ekholm there, and Ekholm kept going, to be fair, but in the end, the referee had no choice. I was just thinking about the performance of the two goalkeepers, and really, you'd have to say, wouldn't you, Bruce, that the Tulsa goalkeeper, Deefa, has been by far the busier. Yes. And I think that's one of the big differences in this first half that Coach Cousin will be talking about. And again, UCF coach will be very, very happy with her side's performance.
I was going to say their goaltender, the UCF goaltender Vera Varis, we've had precious little to say about her because she's very rarely been on our screen in this game today.
Right.
Because of the dominance of UCF territorially. Here's an opportunity for Tulsa. And that will be a throw-in for the Golden Hurricane. Dake with the chance toward the corner. And with 45 seconds to go, Tulsa cannot tally too long here.
But nice to see, from the home side's point of view, Tana Dake in the game. That was a good run, but a terrific tackle.
And trying to get it into the box, and it's knocked out of there. But Tulsa with an opportunity here with about a half minute remaining. And that's a good defensive play by Fredrickson, as she just bodied off Elisa Kaiser. Tulsa able to keep it in, though, and punch it back toward the box. Ball loose in the box, but cleaned up and knocked out of there with 12 seconds to go here in this first half. Carolyn Beto getting it out of there and probably out of danger for the remainder of the half.
Yeah, good late pressure from Tulsa, but it's all going to be a little bit too late, I think.
And that's the end of the first half. And it is UCF on the goal from Christine Creighton, with a 1-0 lead at halftime over the Tulsa Golden Hurricane in this crucial American Athletic Conference game here in the late regular season, with each team still looking to get some points and get in the tournament coming up next week. The goal scorer again, Creighton from Ekholm, and UCF leads by 1-0. Back with more in a moment.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The country of Brazil is known for its famous soccer stars such as Pelé, Ronaldinho, and Neymar. One young Brazilian is making a spotlight of her own on the UCF women's soccer team. Carol Rodriguez, known for her bicycle kicks and outstanding offensive play, it's no surprise that she's a spark on and off the field for the Knights.
Carol is an amazing human being, really. She's a great leader for our team. She's a team captain, but she has so much energy and passion. Not just for this game, but just for life. She just brings so much energy to this team, so I'm thankful to have a player like that.
Yes, I always want to surround myself with people that make me better, and my teammates always make me better. We always come out to the field to do extra work. They always say, Carol, come on. So it's really good to have people helping you to get really a high level every day, We
first identified Carol, and we were watching and coming out to her junior college games. she was doing bicycle kicks during her team warm-up. So we actually got to know her by her bicycle kicks before games, and so we figured she'd pull those out once she got here, which she has. So I think it's pretty expected from our Brazilian.
So Carol, you do a lot of bicycle kicks, and I know it's something that originated in Brazil and it's very popular there. Do you mind taking us through what you do when you practice that and the steps into performing a bicycle kick?
Oh, actually I don't practice that because it's really hard to be out here just doing bicycle kicks. It just like happens sometimes in the games. So like if it is off a cross, you just gotta go up with your left leg first and then hit with your right. If the ball comes to you, then you gotta set yourself up.
All right, that all sounds easier said than done. Would you mind showing us how it's done?
No, yeah. A couple of ways that you can do that. If the ball comes on your chest, you just gotta pop the ball up with your chest, and then you put your left leg first, and then you hit with your right. If the ball comes lower, you just gotta set yourself up. So you just gotta pop the ball up with your feet, and then the second step is the same process. You just go with your left first, and then you hit with your right. So it looks like that. We say bicicleta in Brazil.
After her first year at UCF, Carol was named the American Athletic Conference Co-Offensive Player of the Year and First Team Honoree. Reporting for Campus Connect from UCF, I'm Stephon Henry.
It never crossed Jamie Riley's mind that she would play volleyball at the collegiate level. She came from a basketball family where her dad played at Tulsa and in the NBA, but when things didn't go her way with basketball, she decided to walk on to the volleyball team at the University of Tulsa in 2013. But Jamie knew by doing so, she had a long road to travel if she wanted to be successful.
I really never saw myself playing volleyball like in college or really past high school, like at all. I was basketball all the way. When I didn't get that opportunity, I kind of started looking into, and everyone always told me like, well, why don't you look at volleyball?
Jamie says like any other walk-on, she has had many obstacles. She recalls that on her first day, she was faced with a challenge she had never seen before.
The first day of 2 days my freshman year, and I came out of the practice and I called my dad. He was like, you know, how's it going? Like, what's it like? And it's like, I love the girls, like I love the atmosphere, I love it, but Dad, I've never been the worst before. And it was like, all through growing up, like, obviously I'm a 6'1", like been 6'1" since I was a freshman in 8th grade. I've never been the worst at anything. My dad was just kind of like, well, I mean, do you want to quit? And I said, no, like I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna, just because I'm not number one right now doesn't mean that I can never be there.
I think the most important thing about Jamie is she's a competitor, you know, and if you know Jamie or talk to Jamie, I think she would admit this, that you know, she was really kind of a basketball girl growing up, and so she knew she had a long ways to go with the volleyball aspect of things, but she's a competitor.
Jamie's coaches admired her relentless competitive nature and wanted to honor the 3-year walk-on with something special, a scholarship.
Water regulates your body temperature and lubricates your joints.
At first, I was just kind of reading the letter and I was like, why the heck am I reading this? Like, who cares about water facts?
We had to give something in writing, so we just briefly talked about, and it was Megan, our assistant, said, just give some stupid water facts.
If you're not properly hydrated, your body can't perform at its highest level. You may experience fatigue, muscle cramps, dizziness, or more serious symptoms. By the way, you're on scholarship.
It was kind of one of those things where it was just like, just a relief of so many emotions, like not only for myself and like all the hard work that I've put in, but for my family and the sacrifice that my parents have made to send me through this school.
She is an inspiration, without a doubt. It was one of the memories that I have of the whole deal. Before we actually presented it to her, I pulled a couple seniors aside and we were in the corner and we were talking about it. And before I think I even got the word scholarship out, I think the first part of the word, they started tearing up.
Being able to kind of say like, I made it, I had my goal achieved, and now all I have to do is set a new goal and do whatever I can on and off the court to make sure that my team has the best year possible. Now, would I have done the same not being on scholarship? Absolutely.
Now Jamie tells me her next goal in mind is to win a conference championship with her teammates this year. Reporting for Campus Connect at the University of Tulsa, I'm Paige Martin.
campus and everybody out and the vitality that's around.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Limitless, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
When a student athlete envisions their senior year, they may think about playing one last time on their home field, graduation, or even having that final shot at a conference championship. But out of all the possibilities, there's one thing for sure. Olivia Vergoots never pictured hers ending so quickly.
I was going into a tackle with another girl, the ball was bouncing, and I kind of hit shoulder to shoulder, and my left leg planted at an angle, and then it just shifted awkwardly.
Vergoots was expected to be a key player in the midfield for the Golden Hurricane this year, but just 5 games into the season, she received the news every athlete dreads. She had torn her ACL.
It was definitely frustrating. It was tough to kind of think about like all the work you put in, and now it was all of them just over. That was tough for sure.
Vergoots was voted team captain at the beginning of the year by her teammates, and the title is something she takes to heart. Just hours after having surgery on her ACL, she was already back on the sidelines cheering on her teammates.
I definitely had a nerve block, so I didn't have much feeling the day of. But it was a big game. We're playing OU, which is like state rival. So it was one game I really didn't want to miss out on.
I think that showed her commitment, not only to her teammates, but to our program. If it's one thing Liv is, it's committed.
Even though Vergoots won't be able to play on the field this year, that isn't stopping the senior captain from finding unique ways to still contribute and lead her team.
One of our coaches actually had the idea that I pick out a player each game and come up with like a couple things they do well and something that they can improve on, because it's tough for the coaches, especially with almost 30 girls, to give feedback all the time. So I find that way I can pick someone out and help them out. I try to put in comments here and there. I try to be more encouraging when players do things well, or if I notice something they could have done differently, I'll coach them that way.
That's an area that I thought Liv was very good at on the field, when she kind of held people to task a little bit. So for her to talk to different individuals, before the game or after the game, I think those guys are really taking that to heart. It's almost like they don't want to let her down. That's a huge inspiration for them individually, but it makes us a better team as well.
Playing-wise, I'm done, but it's nice to be able to have a new role where I can still be involved, even if it's not actually being on the field.
Reporting for Campus Connect in Tulsa, I'm Paige Martin.
University of Tulsa, a top 50 private institution.
UCF with a 1-0 lead over the Tulsa Golden Hurricane in this important American Athletic Conference women's soccer match, as Tulsa came in 4-3, UCF came in 3-3-1, and right now advantage Knights as they score at the 30-54 mark, with Christine Creighton getting her first goal of the year off a corner kick from Julia Ekholm. Ekholm picking up the assist, her second of the year, and the Knights have the 1-0 advantage. Bruce Howard along with Dave Saunders back with you here in Tulsa. And your thoughts about the first 45 minutes of this one, Dave?
Well, I picked out two telling stats, I have to say. The shots by period, the shots in the first half, 7 to UCF and 0 to Tulsa. That tells its own story, doesn't it, from the attacking sense. And then if you look at the goalkeepers, Deefa, the goalkeeper for Tulsa, has made 4 saves. And Vera Varis, as we've hardly mentioned her in commentary, she has not had a save to make. So, you know, both coaches will have talked to their teams. Obviously, UCF will be saying, well, come on, we've got the lead now. We need to hold on to that. And I think at the top of the show we said, look, they've got to keep a clean sheet. Obviously, if they keep a clean sheet now, they've got the 3 points. As we watch the Tulsa team coming out of the locker room, Coach Cousins would have said, we've got to somehow get the ball up to the front player, whoever that might be, Williams, Thun, and it's got to stick. It's got to stay there, and we've got to bring the midfield in, because no shots on target by their own standards, Bruce, is not good enough to win this game. So, you know, something's got to change from Tulsa, as you were, I think, for UCF.
Well, you see the Knights, they've had the better of the play, and they've had the better of the opportunities as we get ready for second half play, but we'll see if Tulsa has something up their sleeves here in this second half. The all-time series has been dominated by the ladies in white there. UCF leading the all-time series 10-0 with 1 tie. And so Tulsa will have to do a little bit of overtaking a 1-0 lead, but also overtaking history a little bit.
Yeah, records are there to be broken, but yeah, that isn't another great statistic, is it? In 11 games, Tulsa's never won. I think you said 2006 the last time they got that draw, that tie. So yeah, something's got to change, and I think it will. I think from the home side point of view, I think you know, you've got an experienced coach in charge in Kyle Cousin, and he would have sorted out in the locker room. I think you'll see a different Tulsa, but you'll see this very strong UCF lineup again in the second half.
And look at that huddle for UCF. Who's the coach in there? The coach is Rodriguez, isn't it?
She can do no wrong. I mean, she's a terrific player, very, very strong. And, you know, scored tapping goals, but scores great goals as well, as we know. And she's in there, as you said. She is one of the captains tonight, and she's got them all together and saying we've got to be strong to hold on to this, and then they'll go out and try and win their game on Sunday to get themselves in the top 6.
Yeah, Rodriguez wanted to get the tap-in goal on the cross by Ekholm, but was beaten to the punch, so to speak, by teammate Christina Creighton, who got that first half goal. And now for Tulsa, again, as Dave mentioned, probably going to have to attack a little bit more, going to have to press forward a little bit more, I would have to think.
Yeah, there were a few long balls towards you know, the likes of Williams and Thun that didn't quite work, but what did work for them, and I'm sure the coach would have talked about this, is when they knocked the ball wide. They seem to have a little bit of joy with Taina Dake on the right-hand side, or Mackenzie McAdams, and I think that might well be what they go and do. As we look down, they're lining up kind of a 4-3-3, but I think that's what they'll try and do, attack down the wings and try and get one-on-one with the defenders.
So the Golden Hurricane and the Knights underway here in the second half, with UCF leading by a score of 1-0.
What's interesting, Bruce, is they've gone back to as you were. Williams has gone back on up front, and I think Thun will play just in behind her. And so it's pretty attacking if they can get Thun and Williams into the game from the home side's point of view.
And as always, you can locate us on Twitter at American_WSoccer, WSOC. That's the way to get a hold of us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter in the American Athletic Conference and the American Digital Network. And so Tulsa trying to press forward, but again, UCF controlling things in the back end, and they've controlled the midfield area as well to this point. And this is the defender, Vera. And Rodriguez is challenged, and Tulsa able to get it out of there.
Yeah, Chapman was a strong challenge there on Rodriguez, and now Thun inadvertently, she's pleading her ignorance, then has knocked the girl over, and that will be a free kick. I don't think Thun meant to do it, but it's one of those that I think, you know, the referee kind of has to do on the number 6 there. That's Bridget Callahan. Here it is, and Thun didn't mean to do that, but it's one of those the referee feels he has to, because there's no advantage at all by either team, really.
And here is Julia Ekholm, the freshman. And she looks like a really good physical player, especially for such a young player.
Yeah, tall as well, and you know, like you say, physical, has to be at the back there, and she's done a pretty good job so far. Here she is with Williams.
And she just knocks Williams right off the ball there. However, Tulsa able to retain possession, and here comes the Golden Hurricane. McAdams trying to control, but finally able to get the ball and release it to Thun, and Thun's pass forward is knocked away, and again it's Ekholm.
It was nearly a great threaded ball through there, but out came the leg of the defender.
There you see UConn has defeated Cincinnati, so anybody who is chasing, if you will, you know, like the UCF, the USF, that means that Cincinnati remains at 11 as far as points are concerned, and they're 3-3-2. And that's good news for a team like Tulsa, who has 12 points right now and would remain, even if they lose this game, 1 point ahead of Cincinnati.
Yeah, that is good news, you know, for the home side. And I think Memphis were winning 3-0 at half-time as well. So Memphis are pretty much up there and solid, aren't they? And that's who UCF will play, as we said in the first half, on Sunday.
This is DeBose. DeBose trying to get to it, but defended away. As the Golden Hurricane defense, with the exception of the one blemish, the one set piece, has been solid in this game. And defending for the Hurricane was Claire Maris there, number 24. And here's a steal, though, by the freshman from Finland, Katrina Kuoksa. And Kuoksa's shot was wide, but a good foot on that one, huh?
Yeah, it really was. That was a good strike. Here it is again. She's wide of the goal, and it just made Deefer scramble away to her right. But nothing doing, and it remains 1-0 to the girls in white.
So Deefer will boot it away. Rebecca has been busy in this one. 8 career shutouts for the Golden Hurricane and has just the 1 this year. Tulsa has 2 overall. And that goal kick controlled for the moment by UCF, but then knocked out, and it'll be a UCF throw-in for Saga Fredriksson.
I've been very impressed with UCF, the way they play as a unit, as we said in the first half, and it started again in the second half. Whenever there's a blue-shirted player, a Tulsa player with the ball, there's always 2 or 3 shirts, you know, around that player, making it very difficult for the home side.
And that one forward, and a situation where UCF comes up with the ball. Dangerous situation for DeBose. The crossing pass goes through. Ooh, boy, that was close.
That was. Just needed a knee or a foot on that one. It would have been 2, but it flashes across Deefer's goal, and Tulsa gets away with it. Good ball in.
The Golden Hurricane will have the throw in here. I'm sorry, a free kick here.
Interesting that Rodriguez is, there she is, you can see her in shot, the number 99. She's playing a more deep role here. She's not playing as that lone striker. They've almost gone, you know, 4-4-2 to protect this 1-0 lead, and they're using the strength of Rodriguez in the midfield.
Yeah, actually, it was a throw-in for Tulsa. Now they try to punch it downfield. And right now, although a late push there by the Hurricane, did not look terribly dangerous until the end. And with that late push was Alyssa Kaiser. And now in the middle third, nice move by Vera. Vera controlling things. And now off to Ferreira. Ferreira, one of the playmakers. Hard shot and a goal. Ferreira scoring for UCF. What a shot.
That is a terrific goal. You'll go a long way to see a better goal than that in this conference tonight. That was a terrific shot. We'll pick up the replay. She was a mile out, and that is 2-0, but she must have been a good 30 yards out. Here she is, picks it up, strikes it so well, and there's nothing that Deefa can do there. She flung herself to the right and was just out of reach. And there is the number 12 pointing to the sky and saying thank you. That is a terrific goal. 2-0.
Jen Vera, number 17, did a terrific job of getting the ball loose on the near sideline and popped it free to Ferreira, who had plenty of room in the middle of the field, and just nailed that one from, what, 35 yards out, perhaps?
I think she was a good, certainly 30, maybe a little bit more. Rodriguez is the assistant referee, and Tulsa has the free kick, but she was a long, long way out. There might be some goalkeepers watching this saying, you know, maybe the girl could have done better with her first movement with her feet, but I thought Deefa was well beaten by a strong shot there.
Yeah, outstanding goal for the Knights, and of course this, if it continues in this direction with the other scores we know, this could be a very good night for the Knights in terms of their opportunity and chance to get to the final 6, if you will, in the tournament. Not saying that they would lock it up necessarily, but this would be a huge advantage if they can get the 3. And obviously Cincinnati and USF get 0 today in terms of points.
Yeah, that's right. They won't do it tonight, will they, with a win, but it'll certainly, as you say, go a long, long way. And Tulsa need to try and force at least a tie here, but they've got to come from a long way. It looks a bit of a mountain to climb at the moment for the home side, but here they are with a chance on this left-hand side near to us.
So the goal time officially 50-59. Morgan Ferreira unassisted. And that's one of those, you almost want to give a hockey assist to Vera for the work she did. Here's a chance for Tulsa just outside the 18. Knocked off the ball. Ekholm with a good defensive play, and Tulsa unable to get a decent shot off. And it's a goal kick.
Yeah, Williams just off balance a little bit there. Struck the shot, but no save for the keeper to make there, Veris. But a good sign there.
Well, Ekholm and Beidou and Fredrickson, Vera, very physical in that back wall for UCF. They have, when Tulsa's had the opportunity to attack, they've just bodied them off the ball and really played well positionally, haven't they, Dave?
You're absolutely right. That's a feature of the game, and they're playing the game within the laws. You know, you give someone a bit of a shove, you know, fairly. It knocks them off their stride, literally, and Tulsa have found that very difficult to deal with. Good defensive play from UCF.
Maris trying to get it out of there, but it's intercepted by Quoksa. Quoksa, who had a very good shot early here in this second half, that was just wide. Her cross is headed out of there by the Tulsa defense.
Yeah, Hoover with the header there, and it's going to be put out because we've got somebody down here. Just trying to see who it is on this near side. It's a knee injury, I can tell you that. It's a left knee injury. I think she's saying, wait, I'll see if I get the feeling back in my knee, but still trying to see who it is, Bruce, down there.
Hard to identify the numbers. It would appear to be Lana Bermel. You're a senior from Huntington Beach. One of the mainstays for Kyle Cousin through 4 years. Chemical engineering major. There you see Rachel Thun, who clearly has been frustrated in this game for Tulsa.
I think that's a good word to use. You know, there was a run she made down the left-hand side just now, and it didn't come to her, and she was really frustrated. So she needs to be, she's a key player for the home side. If they are going to get back in this, it's the likes of Thun that have got to get on the ball more.
So Bermel will come off to the side, a defensive-oriented midfielder.
And it's Anna Fouts that's coming on, the number 18.
So Fouts enters the game for Tulsa, a freshman. And UCF obviously will throw it back to Tulsa, and we get it back underway. Tulsa had possession when the injury situation occurred, and now Deefer will punt it. UCF has exhibited really good pressure in the middle third. In that situation there, forcing Deefer to punt it rather than trying to roll it out and maybe start something from the back end for Tulsa.
Yeah, that's right. It's the high press, isn't it? And they've done it all night, and they're not going to give up now.
2-0 lead for UCF. And perhaps the 2-0 lead allows the Knights to play a little bit more freely and maybe attack a little bit more. You're not protecting the 1-0 lead anymore.
That's right. Can be a dangerous score, can't it? Because if you let one back in, 2-1 becomes a different game. But you're right. It's they can kind of go on the counter attack and look for a third goal. And as we look down, it's very brave from the coach, because although they're 2-0 up, they've got 3 up front and then 1 just in behind. So it really is an attacking formation from UCF, who lead by 2-0.
The Knights have been strong in all areas of the game so far. Defense has not allowed many chances at all for Tulsa. They've controlled the middle third, and they've attacked.
It's been a great all-round performance, hasn't it, from the girls in white, and they continue to come forward here.
And this is the defenseman supporting Jen Vera. Vera had a part in that last goal for UCF, but defended nicely there by Creason of the Golden Hurricane. And now Tulsa has that one go out of bounds. Off of whom? Off of Tulsa, evidently, and Coach Kyle Cousin did not like that call.
I think he was probably appealing for a bit of a shove on Rachel Thun there. But it's gone to the throw-in for UCF, so no foul at all, says the referee.
It'll be Vera.
I think there was just a bit of a shove there, and I think Coach might be saying as well that the girl handled the ball before it went out. I think maybe a couple of things going on there.
Yeah. And now Tulsa gets a throw in, but chasing it down is Ekholm to Vera. And again, remember, UCF is playing this very strong game. As you saw Beto get it back to the goalkeeper. Very strong game without Carrie Lawrence, without Kayla Adamick, and one other player who, Christine Trickett, who is not playing in this game for UCF. So they're doing well despite being a bit shorthanded.
Yeah, they certainly are. And as you said, they've been great in all departments. Another chance.
DeBose gets it into the box. UCF trying to control, and they knock it back out front with Ferreira trying to set up Rodriguez. And now we have Fredrickson serving it into the box, headed out of there by Tulsa. And now the Hurricane will try to control. And the best they can do is just get it out of there, try to relieve a little bit of the pressure.
Yeah, and again, poor old Anna Williams up there cannot get the ball into her feet, and she's just running that line against 3 very strong defenders. And here come UCF again.
DeBose again for the Knights. Again, the cross. That one dangerous, but knocked out of there by Elisa Kaiser of Tulsa. And now Rachel Thun. First time we've seen her with the ball and with room. Hasn't happened very often tonight.
Right, good point. She had to come deep to do that one, and we nearly saw Rodriguez with another bicycle kick. We weren't that far away from it.
Almost out of bounds, but Ekholm kept it in.
Ekholm's been an outstanding player for me. She's very good defensively, as you said just now, very strong physically, but also very, very good on the ball. Rarely gives the ball away.
Hoover chases it down for Tulsa. It's a nice ball forward for the Hurricane. And now for Tulsa, Mackenzie Adams trying to get something going. Long ball ahead and onside, and the Hurricane with an opportunity here, but a little bit too far. Oh, Tulsa had a chance to have the lead as Rachel Thun was racing ahead, and that ball just eluded her. If she gets another touch on that one, Dave, we've got a ball game.
Yeah, the touch before, she just overran it just a little bit, and I think in the end she kind of put a knee to the head, accidentally, I might add, to the keeper who's up there with the referee right on the penalty spot. But that was a chance. It was just a long ball over the top, and that's the first time that's happened from the UCF point of view defensively. Ball over the top, and Thun just took too much of a touch there and allowed the keeper to come out bravely, and now she's just been checked out for a concussion because she got a knock to the head.
Vera Varis, the a goal keep with probably her biggest test of this game, wouldn't you say?
It was, and she stood up to it very well. She's okay, by the way. There she is in shot. Brave goalkeeping, and she was not going to concede that goal to Rachel Thun. It was a long ball forward, and Thun did well to get in behind the defence. No hint of offside. She was in there, and she just took a heavy touch.
So the score remains 2-0, and we have played about 14 minutes here in the second half. UCF with a goal in the first half by Creighton and a goal in the second half by Ferreira. And the Knights will have a substitution here. Wilkin checking into the game. Amanda Wilkin, a senior from Merritt Island, Florida, checking in.
Yeah, this is very close to seeing another Rodriguez bicycle kick. There she is, look, and it was just not the right height for it, but that would have been an amazing double take on Tulsa if that one had gone in.
I was going to say it'd be much to the chagrin of the Golden Hurricane faithful here. And Tulsa showing a little bit more aggressiveness here, I'd say.
Yeah, they just, and that's what they have to do. You know, they're in a physical game anyway, and there's Darian Chapman typifying what I've just said on Rodriguez, and they're trying to get themselves in. They need a chance on goal.
And here's an opportunity, but another nice job by Vera Varas to anticipate and get out there and get to the ball before it can really be dangerous for Tulsa.
Yeah, goalkeepers have to have finesse, but they also have to have bravery, and there she is. That's twice now. She's been diving at the feet of a Tulsa attacker. That's brave goalkeeping, and well done to her. Keeps her side at 0, and 0 goals conceded.
And that was Dake with the really, really nice play for Tulsa. There's a dangerous ball in by Rodriguez, and good defense by Hoover of Tulsa.
Well, it's a physical game, isn't it? I mean, both sides are, you know, going at this hammer and tongs as they've got to. Tulsa really got to come at UCF. That's a good ball.
Yep. And now here comes Tulsa. An opportunity here. Dake crosses it. And over there on that side is Kaiser. And Kaiser was open for a moment but couldn't control. And this one chipped in and punched out of there by the goalie. She probably had a pretty good chance to catch it, but Varas safely punches it out of there, and Tulsa will have a throw.
Yeah, I thought she could have maybe caught that one, Varas there, and just maybe calm things down. But interesting as we look down, you know, Tulsa have their back four back there because UCF left 3 players up the field, and that's good coaching from UCF, and it means that Tulsa can't put as many forward as they would like.
Anna Williams checks out of the game for Tulsa. Did not catch the individual that came in.
No, it's frustration for Williams.
Yeah, Williams, one of the better goal scorers for Tulsa with 4 goals on the year, but unable to shake free against this UCF defense. And now here's Rodriguez, who gets it knocked away. Good defense by the Golden Hurricane and Sierra Krennick.
Yeah, Krennick's done well against Rodriguez, to be fair. That's a physical battle, and she did well there as Rodriguez wanted to turn and run down the right wing. In comes the toe of Krennick to tow it away for this throw-in.
2-0 in favor of UCF. And if the Knights hold on to this victory and this lead, and if the other scores, we already have the final, of course, in the UConn game, but if the other game goes the way it has been going, all of a sudden UCF will launch into 4th place if these scores hold up. That one across the end line and is a goal kick. Mallory Sanderson has scored a couple of goals for Memphis, and Memphis leads 3-0. And let's assume Memphis wins that game, which means USF and Cincinnati both remain at 11. If UCF wins this game, then the Knights have 13, and it becomes, Tulsa in 5th place, and USF and Cincinnati hanging on, tied for that 6th and last playoff spot with 11 total points. But that obviously has yet to be seen, and we have matches coming up on Sunday, which will truly determine who the final 6 are for the American Athletic Conference.
It's going to go down to that last day, isn't it? UCF are doing everything they've got to do. They've got to come here and win. A tie would have been okay. It still might end in a tie, of course, but they look the dominant side here. Tulsa will have to pick themselves up for another game here at 1 o'clock on Sunday against
USF.
USF, isn't it? Yeah.
And this is Ekholm, dangerous from there, chips it in, ball knocked free to the near side, and that will be a throw in for UCF. Yeah, and the thing for Tulsa is they're not out of the woods for sure. And if this game remains at 2-0, Tulsa on Sunday will be playing what may end up being a do-or-die game against USF. For the second time, Tulsa will be hosting a team that is very desperate on Sunday. Here's a dangerous situation, but cleaned up there by Defer. And Tulsa down 2-0, desperately in search of some sort of offense here.
Yeah, they're desperate for anything. The closest they've come is that long ball over the top, which Thun got in behind the defense, but UCF have responded well since that.
And here come the Knights. Emily Tipton in the game for the Knights now, and this is DeBose. DeBose trying to cross that one right into the goal keep.
Ball was out there, says the AR, so goal kick taken quickly.
And Tulsa will try to get something going.
Still 25 minutes for the home side. Of course, if you're the coach of UCF, you dearly have a third one ready to try and put the game to bed.
Yep. And there is the ever-present Julia Ekholm. Knocks it forward, and Tulsa, you can tell Tulsa's pressing up a little bit with their defenders some. And here's Rodriguez trying to counterattack. And Hoover trying to get to it, but that one was taken by a UCF player who is down. Got the shot off.
Yeah, Hoover came in with the tackle there. Wonderful ball from Rodriguez, threading it through in behind the defense. But we saw the ball won in midfield by UCF, and that's been a feature of the game. They've been on top of things with getting in first in the tackles and setting their attack going. They've been better than Tulsa tonight in that respect of the game.
Courtney O'Connell was the player that got the shot off but was injured, but she appears to be okay. And here comes Rodriguez again. Defer for the Golden Hurricane. And again, the game many times, at least the control right here in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely right. They played the better soccer tonight as well.
Here's Tipton. And that's a foul on Tulsa.
Foul by Taina Dake there in shot, and she's not been on the ball enough for Tulsa. She's one of the players. Here's the foul. Tipton with a good piece of skill there, and Dake just body checking her. Clear foul.
And part of the problem with getting going offensively is if you're kind of on your heels playing defense a lot, it's hard to get it going, isn't it?
It really is. You know, you have to turn defense into attack at some stage, and Tulsa, all they've been able to do is try and soak up the pressure and then knock it long, where they've had their best success.
Another ball dangerously into the box, and that one will result in a goal kick off the foot of Hannah DeVos.
Yeah, another shot there. DeVos with the shot a few yards over the top. She's smiling about it, but it wasn't easy. A couple of substitutions, and I think we're going to see our first goal scorer coming on again. There she is.
Christina Creighton coming on, and Carlin Hughley.
And DeVos is smiling because that was her last action. She gets high fives from the subs there, but good to see players enjoying the game, of course.
Well, it's easy to smile and have fun when you're up 2-0, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And obviously when the final whistle goes and you've won, you've got an even broader smile. But still time for Tulsa. And if you are, you know, Coach Cousin, you ideally want a goal in the next sort of 5 minutes, and then you can really get your foot into this game. If you're UCF, you're happy with the way the game is going. You're restricting Tulsa at the moment.
And that's going to be a foul whistled on Tipton, and Tulsa will have a free kick. But first, they want to yank the ball backward just a little bit before Tulsa's Taina Dake has another opportunity here.
Chance for Tulsa to get some some women forward. And a chance from the free kick here from Krennic there in shot.
Okay, so now it's Sierra Krennic. Will get her right foot into it here. Almost becomes a set piece here, doesn't it?
It does, and that's a flick on from Thun. She won a throw in there. I think she will. Good free kick from Krennic.
It was a nice ball into the box, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Well, Tulsa has not enjoyed very much time here in the UCF end. It's another throw in for the Golden Hurricane.
I mean, you credit UCF. I mean,
yeah,
you know, they are a conditioned team as well because they've not stopped running and they've always been able to shut Tulsa down. And I think that's been the feature of the night for me. UCF has been very impressive in that department.
Defender Amanda Creason to throw it in for Tulsa. And that one knocked out of there by UCF. And again, the real good opportunities for Tulsa have been far and few between. Although obviously that one moments ago for Thun on the long ball was the best chance for the Golden Hurricane.
Yes, it was. It was clearly the best chance, as you say, from the long ball. They haven't had much in the way of team play, team moves that have ended up with chances on Varys's goal tonight.
Quoksa now getting it to Creighton. Creighton trying to cross it, knocked away by Hoover, but Creighton gets it back. Another chance for UCF. And Thun able to wrest the ball away. And now Tulsa with a chance, and here's Rachel Thun. That'll be a throw in for the Golden Hurricane.
But again, it might just be, you know, a little thing there, but Carleen came in, the number 11 there, and she just shut down, you know, the Tulsa player, and that's been a feature of the night. And Coach Tiffany there will be very, very pleased with her side's performance.
Creason to throw it in for Tulsa. 2-0 lead for UCF on goals by Creighton and Ferreira. And again, the long throw ahead, long ball ahead. Tulsa unable to control. But here's Creason with a chip.
Valerie Morris there, the number 3's coming for Tulsa on this left-hand side to try and freshen things up a little bit.
There's Thun. Good hard shot. Looked like it went off a leg. And now on the far side, Hoover. And that will result in, I believe, Tulsa's first corner kick.
I think you're right, and you've got to credit the home side here because they're 2-0 down. They've got to go for it, and everybody back now in a UCF shirt as Tulsa have this corner.
Yeah, that was not Hoover, but it was Mackenzie McAdams who was actually pressuring things here, and Kaiser will execute the corner kick for Tulsa, freshman out of Colorado. Tulsa desperate for a score. Good ball in the box. It's loose and knocked out of there by UCF, but a great opportunity for Tulsa.
Yeah, just for a moment there you thought that somebody was going to stick their foot in and put that in the back of the net, but good defending again from UCF.
Thun tried to get the ball forward to Creason, and now you can tell that Tulsa's really starting to pressure forward, or press forward if you will. Try to get that one goal that would not only have the lead, but a goal to make it 2-1 really energizes a team usually, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. One goal now will make it a very interesting game. Good So 2-0, dangerous score for the team that's 2 up, but they're controlling this well. But for Tulsa, if you a Tulsa fan, you want a quick goal here to give us a grandstand finish.
And there is Rodriguez with a chance, turning just outside the 18 and goes wide.
Came off a defender, Bruce, so it'll be a corner. There is the number 99. And she really has been a thorn in the side all night. She's so physical, the Brazilian, and she, can score great goals. As we say, she can score tap-ins, but she had a shot there. She had a couple of drives at goal.
Ekholm on the corner for UCF. It was her cross on the corner that resulted in the first goal of the game off the set piece. Creighton knocking it home, and then Ferreira with a terrific individual effort early in the second half to make it a 2-0 game. Here's the corner. Knocked out of there, but loose. And Tulsa somehow got it scooped out. And the Golden Hurricane out of danger for the moment, but here comes UCF as Rodriguez tried the one-timer, and that one knocked wide by UCF's Hughley.
Yeah, it shows you what kind of a player the number 20, Julia Ekholm, is, that you don't see many central defenders go and take a corner. And it's what I said earlier. She's a good defender, very physical. She's very tall as well, but she's also good finesse with the ball at her feet, and she can knock that corner in right onto a spot, and that's quite unusual to see.
And that's a terrific play by Rodriguez, who just won't give up, but could not quite get to that ball. And Diefer gets to it.
Yeah, she's working hard for the team, and she started all 21 games this season as Rodriguez, some player.
And now Tulsa in the middle of the field trying to get it going. And an opportunity, but not quite.
Yeah, it's Christina Holmes up there, the number 5 for Tulsa. She's been given that lone striker role, being well supported by Thun, and then they're trying to get the girls in from the left and right wings, including Valerie Morris on this near side. So it's quite attacking from Coach Cousins. He's trying to do everything he can to get back in this game.
Yeah, you mentioned Christina Holmes, who has 3 goals this year for Tulsa, but in her freshman year scored 9 and has 18 career goals for the Golden Hurricane. So I think that's the right move for Kyle Cousins. You got to have some firepower. You got to have somebody who can throw it in the back of the net or kick it into the back of the net, huh?
Absolutely, and with 16 minutes to go as the referee stops the clock. Here's the replay. That's just a slightly untidy challenge, although to be fair to the girl, I think she did withdraw the kind of cleats towards the shin. So, but again, well refereed tonight.
Bridget Callahan whistled for that one, and now again you can see Tulsa pressing up, but so far UCF has met every challenge.
I think that's great wording from you, Bruce, because they have met every challenge tonight. Okay, there's one little blip when the ball was played over the top, and Rachel Thun, by her own standards, should have done better and got a goal back for Tulsa. But, you know, every challenge they've been put by their coach, you know, whether it be in defense, midfield, attack, goalkeeping, they've done really, really well. They're a very, very good side.
A team that 20 times has made it to the NCAA. They've won 2 American Athletic Conference championships. They will not be going for the regular season championship this year, but they obviously have work to do to get into the tournament.
And Coach Tiffany, is what she's done is she's altered the formation as the game has suited. And, you know, Rodriguez started off the second half. There she is, thinking, talking to her husband about what she's, you know, who are they going to bring on, what are they going to do. And, you know, Rodriguez here is going to get, I think, a little rest. She's disappointed. She wants to play every single minute, but she's going to sit down and have a little rest. But, you know, she was playing deeper in the midfield to start the second half. Then she was up top. That job is now Creighton, and here they come again.
Yeah, Julia Moore is the one that checked in, and Tulsa able to stunt that attack. And Thun with an opportunity in the middle third for Tulsa. 2-0 UCF. That one ahead to Holmes, and Holmes hesitated for a moment, thought maybe it was going to go to somebody different, and it goes out of bounds and is a throw in for UCF.
Yeah, Holmes, you know, having to do that difficult, unenviable job up top for Tulsa, and she thought the girl was coming in on the left-hand side there, but left it, and that made the defender come in and just shrug her off, and it was a throw into the home side.
So Tulsa again on the attack. McAdams cannot get to that one. It was well over her. And a throw in for UCF. Less than 14 minutes to go in this one. And the Knights looking not only get the 3 points, get the victory, but also they'll check the scoreboard afterward and be very happy with what they've seen with the UConn win over Cincinnati and what appears to be a win for Memphis over USF.
Yeah, if it stays like this, it's good, as you say, 3 ways round, isn't it? But still a little time to go for the home side to give us a grandstand finish. We'll see if they can get one, but if you're the UCF coach, you're very pleased with proceedings.
Tulsa will get the throw in on this. Anna Williams now checks in for Tulsa, and we'll see who comes out. Looks like it's going to be McAdams. So you have Anna Williams and Dake and Thun and Kaiser, all players who are adept at playing forward and getting the ball in the back of the net. And we'll see if that works out for Kyle Cousins.
So here, Tulsa trying to probe their way forward again, but UCF are just soaking up the pressure now and then able to get on the ball as they are now and build another attack.
Quoksa in the middle part. And now here's another attack by UCF. They slide it forward to the Knights to Hughley, and Hughley's centering ball was snagged by the Tulsa goaltender Rebecca Diefer.
To be fair to Diefer, you know, she's had a pretty good night. I mean, 2-0 down, you know, she was beaten by, you know, Creighton's goal in the first half, which kind of was scrambled in. Then she was beaten by a thunderbolt from, you know, 30 yards, but she's made some good saves tonight, and you feel a bit sorry for her that her side's 2-0 down, but that is the game of soccer for you.
And I'm talking with Tiffany Roberts today, the Knights head coach, trying to explain, you know, she's used to having, you know, 16-4-2 records and her team at 8-7, and she really couldn't put her thumb on why her team has not been as successful this year, other than, you know, some real key breakdowns, allowing goals late in games. They've lost some close goals, but she said something to me that was very interesting. She said soccer can be cruel, and she said this team is still sticking together, and this team is playing hard. Their spirits are up, and they're ready to go on the road and win, and they're obviously in good shape to do that, at least tonight here in Tulsa.
Yeah, that's very true. You know, it's a strange old game, this game at times, and you know, sometimes you outplay the opposition, you still end up losing or you know, tying the game. But tonight, you'd have to say her team has really you know, come out on top in all departments, as we say, and they deserve this 2-0 lead. But if you're the Tulsa coach and fans, you know, you've still got hope because you've still got just under 11 minutes to go.
Absolutely. And you talk about a couple of teams a little bit disappointed perhaps with as many goals as they've given up. And certainly on the Tulsa side that's the case. And for Kyle Cousin, he's kind of scratching his head that his veteran back wall has allowed so many goals, and had a chance to ask the UCF coach, you know, well, are you giving up more goals? Is that why you got 7 on the loss side? And she goes, no, we're kind of going along the same way as we have, you know, in past years. It's just the goals that we've given up have been incredibly crucial.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. They have let, you know, that's 10 in the last 4 now, Tulsa, so they haven't been as good defensively. They've let in a couple of 4s as well, haven't they, in the last sort of 3 or so games. So defensively, you know, they need to be tighter. They've been beaten by a thunderbolt, as we said, and a scrambled goal from a corner. So at the moment they're being beaten. Can they scramble this one and get something out of this game? It would be quite extraordinary if they do now, Bruce.
Yeah, under 10 minutes to go. UCF has control play in this one. They've scored twice, looking for their 4th win this year in the American, and to vault over 3 different teams and into 4th place here in the AAC, the American Athletic Conference table. The Hurricane just trying to get something going offensively. They have been shut down by the white-clad UCF Knights. That ball out of bounds off of UCF as Valerie Morris, an attempt for the homestanding team. And here's Callahan for UCF.
I think probably it was slightly mishit, to be fair, but the keeper comes at them, they've got to save it, and they've done that as UCF must sync time now with 7 minutes to go. They've got away with it there, defended the corner into the side netting, and Diefer will try to get this one up towards half-time.
Memphis still with their lead in their game in the 83rd minute. So it would appear that Cincinnati and USF are both on the losing side today, and they will both remain at 11 points on the table. And Tulsa will stay in front of both of those no matter what the outcome is here in the remaining 6.5 minutes.
That's a good ball towards the 18-yard line. Flicked on, but just too much there, and it's going to go through to keeper Varus.
And again, Tulsa probably with their best play maybe over the last 15 minutes, at least in terms of aggressiveness offensively.
Yeah, ball was flicked on there. It was just too much for the front line there, but it was a good free kick driven into the box, and that's what they've got to do. But again, UCF, you know, standing firm at the back, not allowing anything in at the moment.
And here's DeBose with another run. Has a little bit of room. Here's the dangerous cross and over everybody. Still going to stay in play, though, it would appear, as it's chased down by Callahan.
Yeah, she's impressed me, Hannah DeBose. She's played in well on both halves down this right-hand side, and, of course, puts terrific crosses in for the likes of Rodriguez, which is just what you want if you're a striker. You've got someone like DeBose going down that wing and crossing the ball in. There's Coach Cousins now looking up and knowing it's 5.5 minutes to go and desperate for anything in front of goal for his side.
And instead, of course, he's watching his team play defense with Rodriguez controlling the ball beautifully right outside the box, trying to get a shot off, and got a somewhat weak shot, but still it was dangerous toward that far post. I think it was going to be wide, but Diefer made no doubt about it.
She's one of these players that whatever happens, whoever's pushing into her, whatever, she's going to twist and turn and get some kind of shot in.
And that's going to be a sliding stop by Diefer, who got to it just in time.
Yeah, Diefer's been busy, but everything she's done really well, but beaten by two goals so far. Here comes Tulsa again.
Thun in the middle of the field with players on both flanks. And now Thun, nice nifty move, tried to thread a pass forward, went off a leg, and here comes UCF.
But then you look at the number of UCF shirts at the back, Bruce. I counted 7 there, and Thun looked up and she had 3 around her. They're very, very conditioned. They get up and back. They work as a unit. A real team performance. Well done to them.
Fredrickson, get it ahead now, and here's another opportunity, basically 3-on-3 for the Knights. And knocked out of there nicely by the Hurricane. And this will be a throw-in for UCF.
Yeah, that tells a bit of a story, doesn't it? 3-on-3 there, as you said, because Tulsa have got to get their girls forward, and it's difficult to get back when the play changes so quickly. And that was 3-on-3, a moment of danger. And, of course, a third goal really would put the game to bed, but time running out if you're a Tulsa fan.
Yeah, Chapman did a very nice job for the Golden Hurricane on the back end there. And you see Memphis leading USF 3-1 now as USF has scored. And that one in the 85th minute, so very close to being the end there. And again, here's UCF controlling things in the attacking third. The Knights looking to pick up their 9th win of the season. Tulsa also looking for their 9th win, but right now it's the Knights. And here's Callahan. Callahan with the cross, scooping it, and it goes right into the stomach of Diefer. And again, Tulsa has got to be in hurry-up mode, no doubt.
They have, and that punt down the field, there she is again. Ekholm, the Swedish girl at the back, number 20, has had a faultless performance tonight. Very, very strong at the back, the freshman. And, you know, it's all hands to the pump now, but time really running out. Less than 3 minutes to go.
Maris checks in. Hoover comes out for Tulsa. Morris will try to chip it in, but there's not a blue shirt anywhere to be had. Although it was misplayed somewhat by UCF and Tulsa trying to press forward. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining in this one, and UCF with the lead, but here's an opportunity for Morris. Into the corner she goes. Now to Thun. Thun, nice move. Shot wide, and Tulsa had 2 blue shirts on the far post. Probably, other than the long ball forward, the best chance for Tulsa.
Yeah, she just got underneath that one in the end. Lovely piece of skill, and we flagged her up as a key player, and she hasn't let us down. There she is, Rachel Thun, wearing the number 14, and she's at the center of everything that's been good from the Tulsa attacking point of view tonight, but she's been up against a very, very good defense.
Yep. Young lady from Oklahoma City for Tulsa, and homeschooled, played a lot of club soccer, did not play any high school soccer, but obviously got a lot of experience in club.
Yeah, she's a great player. She really is.
And now here's Rodriguez trying to control things in the middle and in the middle third, and she fouled the Tulsa player.
Yeah, she's pleading her innocence there, but I think whenever you get behind the player, we'll see the replay here. Look, there's good play from Chapman. She gets in between Rodriguez and the ball, and then Rodriguez is tackling from behind, which is a clear foul.
Krennic punches it toward the 18. Tulsa trying to control with Thun. Thun is a motor that never stops, huh? And that one across the end line. Corner kick for Tulsa, and a minute remaining in this one. And again, for Rachel Thun, you can see how exhausted she is. She's played virtually the entire game. And again, time of the essence for Thun and the Golden Hurricane.
Yeah, that's right. She's really put herself about, and here she is with the corner.
Into the box. Ball knocked away, dangerously loose, and knocked out of there by Hannah DeBose. Tulsa trying to keep it in. Long shot and knocked over the goal by Vera Vares. Maybe one of the more difficult saves for Varus in the game.
Well, Krennic, I think it was barely out of the centre circle, and she sent that ball in. It wasn't just a looping ball. It had quite a lot of it. It was like a line drive, wasn't it? And you'll see it come from a mile out. Here's the keeper, and you've got to be on your mettle, and she turns it over the bar. Good save. Here's the corner.
And the corner into the box, and again loose. And UCF trying to get control of it with about 10 seconds remaining. A very good day for the Knights of UCF as they capture an important road victory over the Golden Hurricane of Tulsa, as the UCF Knights win it by a final score of 2-0, a goal in each half, and the Knights dominating most of the play in this one. Tulsa did attack at the end, trying to get the goal that would have the lead, if you will, and then have an opportunity to tie, but nothing doing, as UCF's back wall was very strong today. An important win for the UCF Knights as they go to 9-7-1 overall, but most importantly, they're 4-3-1 now in the American, and they move ahead of Tulsa with 13 points and currently in 4th place in the American Athletic Conference women's standings. We'll be back with more in a moment as UCF gets a goal in each half. Christine Creighton and Morgan Ferrara scoring for the Knights, and they defeat the Golden Hurricane here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We'll be right back on the American Digital Network in a moment.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Limitless, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
University of Tulsa, a top 50 private institution.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
There you see the result. UCF with a 2-0 win over the Golden Hurricane of Tulsa. And the UCF people now celebrating their victory. They're now 4-3-1 in the American. And as we mentioned, they have a total now of 13 points. And we understand through all of the tiebreaker scenarios that with this win for UCF, and if the score holds in the Memphis game, and they were at last report leading 3-1 over USF with about 2 minutes to go, if that score holds, we understand UCF indeed will clinch a playoff spot in the upcoming American Athletic Conference soccer tournament. So it's a big day for UCF as their 3-point victory, or their victory getting them 3 points in the standings, and 0 on the board apparently for USF and Cincinnati, is certainly a big deal for the Knights. All right, let's head down to my broadcast partner, Dave Saunders, who is standing by with the goal scorer, Christina Creighton.
Well, Christine, well done on your first goal of the season, but I want to ask you, how long were you on the field before you got that goal?
Probably only on the field for a couple of minutes before it went in, but I'm so glad it did.
It didn't. It doesn't matter how they go in, does it? It was scrambled in, but you deserved to win tonight, didn't you? You were on top of the game for the whole night, weren't you?
Yes, I think our team did very well keeping the ball and really just working hard, sticking with it through the whole game.
course, you've come back from injury, so how sweet is it to get a goal here in Tulsa?
It is very nice to get my first goal of the season here in Tulsa. I'm just so glad to be back on the field. It took a lot of hardships and a lot of prayer, but I thank the Lord for being able to come back and score like I did.
Absolutely, and then a second goal. What a terrific goal for the second one.
Yes, it was. I'm happy for Mo that she was able to get that in.
So you've done half the job. You need probably another win or a tie, and you're in that top 6. Well done.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. That's Christine, the goal scorer. I'm going to bring in Coach Tiffany now. We'll let you go back and celebrate or do your stretches. Come in here, Coach. Well done. Congratulations. We talked before the game about, how half the job would be done if you won. You've done exactly that. Did you feel you were in control of that game all night?
Yeah, I think the beginning we weren't playing at our best, and I think we had to settle in a little bit and feel the game out. And I really feel like we ended the game strong, competing and controlling the ball and the way that we want to play. So I'm happy with it.
Terrific substitution for Christine. You bring her onto the field. She's barely on for a minute, and you deserve that goal, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's credit to Christine. She's a fast kid, and she was proactive and got to the ball first. And on corners, you never know what can happen. And so I'm just glad that we were able to put it away.
And not a bad second goal from your midfielder there.
Yes, Morgan Ferreira, what a wonderful just individual effort by her. She took the ball on a dribble and got her head up and saw a goal, and she just put it away. So it was a great goal.
But to me, you impressed from your goalkeeper, from your back four, through your midfield and your attack. It was a great team performance from your girls.
I think it's a good point. I feel really good about the team effort tonight, starting from our goalkeeper, and then, of course, the players that came off of the bench today, made a great contribution as well. So overall, great team effort. Very proud.
And you go on now on Sunday and try and secure that place, don't you?
I think we secured it, right? I think we secured it tonight based on Memphis and South Florida, their result tonight. So I feel good about that, but I'd still like to end the season strong and get that win.
Congratulations, Coach. We'll let you go and celebrate with your players, and safe journey home. That's Coach Tiffany there. Well done on the win to them. Back to you, Bruce.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot, and congratulations to Tiffany Roberts-Haydack, whose UCF Knights are very good today. They win 2-0 over Tulsa to go to 4-3-1 in the American. We understand that Memphis has defeated USF 3-1. UConn defeated Cincinnati earlier 2-0. So with the win for Memphis and, of course, the win for UCF, the Knights have clinched now a spot in the 6-team American Athletic Conference tournament coming up. So a big night for UCF. They win it. A goal by Christine Creighton, a goal by Morgan Ferreira, and UCF comes up with a big win here today. And so for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, the homestanding team who will host USF on Sunday, they have a little bit of work yet to do. Again, a good night for the Knights as UCF wins. The final score 2-0 over the Golden Hurricane. Thanks, as always, to our director, Carl Harper, and our producer, Marty Winterstrom. For Dave Saunders, I'm Bruce Howard, saying so long from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where it's a good night for the Knights.